Are you someone that thinks the game of football is confusing, a waste of time, stupid, or any other adjective you can think of that's negative? If so, this series of videos are for you.
Welcome to Spikes and Heels Football for Beginner Tutorials.
So we're going to start off by kind of explaining the whole purpose of what football is about. What's the point of them running back and forth and doing what they're doing? I would say, and Gwen, make sure you jump in at any point, but I would say that football is about a game of territories, and you want to cross over into the other team's territory and score points, and you want to stop them from crossing into your side of the field, your territory, and scoring points. Would you say that's accurate or no?
Pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate? Okay, we'll keep it simple.
Yep.
Ready. Okay.
With all that being said, welcome to the NFL, the National Football League. The NFL is comprised of 32 teams.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Broken down into two conferences. And what are those conferences, Sabrina?
So 32 teams, 16 on each side. Does that make sense?
Yes.
On one side, you have AFC, which stands for what, Gwen?
American Football Conference.
American Football Conference. On the other side is NFC, which is National Football Conference. So they're trying to break the teams down into groups. And it's 32 teams, 16 in each conference. And then from there, how are the 16 on each side broken down?
Then you have 4 sets on each side. So the 16 teams are then broken up into groups of 4. And each conference has the same title for each section. There is a North, South, East, and West. Mm-hmm. So you will hear the commentators say the NFC North team or the AFC West team. That means they're within the 4 different groups on each side.
Yeah, so again, 32 teams broken into 16 and 16, and then those 16 on each side is broken down into 4 in the North, 4 in the South, 4 in the East, 4 in the West. And when you add it all up, it's 32 total teams.
Yes.
Yeah. Run with it.
So now we're going to break down the team structure. So you have the 32 teams, 16 in each conference, 4 in each division. Now we're going to break down the structure of the actual team. There's an owner who owns the team.
That's the person with the money, y'all. The person
who cuts all the checks. Yeah. Then you have a general manager who should be like the middleman between the coach and the owner. Mm-hmm. Then you have the head coach. Mm-hmm. He's like third in line. Then each component of the game has its own coach. So there will be a defensive coach, offensive coach, special teams coach, linebacker coach, quarterback coach, running back coach, wide receiver coach.
There's a coach for each position that's played on the field. So everybody that's on the field has a position they play, a job that they have, and there's a coach for each of those positions.
Each team composes of 52 players. So I know you say there are not 52 people on the field, 104 people on the field, but this is how it works. There's 11 members on each side.
On the field at one time.
Correct. So you have 11 on offense and 11 on defense.
Yeah, that's good. And if there's a 12th person on the field on either side, that's a penalty. You did something wrong, you're in trouble.
Correct.
So, yeah. So Gwen was talking about there are usually 11 players from each team on the field at a given time. The team with the ball, throwing it, running with it, is the offense. The team without the ball that's trying to stop them is the defense. So again, it's a game of territory, trying to advance into the other team's territory or trying to stop them from advancing into your territory. Offense with the ball, defense trying to stop them. And the way you can remember is offense is an O and the ball is kind of like a O, shaped like a O. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I hope you understand.
So you have 11 players on offense, 11 players on defense, and then you'll see these guys in the zebra suits, the black and white stripes. They're the refs. So you have 3 refs and 3 judges on the field watching for miscues or illegal plays or violations. That's what we're going to call them. But in the NFL world, they refer to them as penalties.
Mm-hmm. So when you do something wrong, penalty. Yeah. And that's when you see the little yellow flag, boop, come on. So if you see that yellow flag, somebody done did
something.
You don't want to see yellow and it's your team.
Correct.
You can score points in a couple ways. The first one is the obvious one, is a touchdown. That's when they cross over that little line and they enter the big part on the end of the field called the end zone. When they cross into that, it's a touchdown that's worth 6 points. So after they score the touchdown, they have two choices. They can either go for 1 extra point or they can go for 2 points. So you got your 6 points now. It's like I can get 1 more or 2 more. Most of the time, the normal thing is to go for 1 point. That's when you'll see the kicker guy come out on the field and go boop. And then if it goes through the little uprights, then the team gets the extra point after the touchdown to make it 7. But some teams, if they're behind and they need extra points, they may go for 2 after a touchdown. And that's when they run another little small short play close to the end zone to see if they can get it in again. If they do, it's worth 2 extra. But the normal thing is to go for 1.
Then you have the option. Say you get on the other opponent's side, you can't get into the end zone. So you have the option if you're close enough to kick a field goal. And a field goal is worth 3 points. Mm-hmm. So a lot of teams, when they can't get in the end zone, but they have 4 tries to go 10 yards to get in the end zone, on the 4th time, they would kick a field goal. And this is when the kicker comes on and kicks the ball through the uprights. It has to go through. Yeah. It could go through more to the left or right. As long as it goes through and over the rail, mm-hmm. they get the 3 points. And then there's your safety. A safety is 2 points, mm-hmm. and it's scored by the defense. Mm-hmm. So those are all the ways that you can score points within a football game. And one last thing, you will hear them say pigskin. They're referring to the actual football. Mm-hmm. So just to know, when you hear that word, they're talking about the actual football.
Yes. Many more to come. And before we go, we want to tell you just how we got started. I'm going to do it very briefly. Gwen and I are cousins. We didn't mention that. And I came to her, maybe 2 months ago and said, hey, I'm starting this YouTube series on women who love football and all of that. And she got so excited because she had that in her heart to do for 10 years and had already had the name. So we were both wanting to do the same thing and just didn't know it, and already had the name, which is how we came up with Spikes and Heels. And we're wearing the t-shirts, we're wearing the shirts today. I don't know if you can see them. Spikes and Heels, and at the bottom it says women who love football. And we just want to do this because we love it. We love football. We've watched it since we were young, with our families. It's just something that we enjoy, and we want you to learn to enjoy it too. So that's why we're doing this.
It's been a blast so far. A little bit nervous at times, but it's been a blast. And I'm grateful that we at least have an audience that accepts us, mm-hmm. and understands what we're doing. And I have to be honest, at least 5 people have told me I learned something already. Yes.
And so that's what we want.
So we're meeting some of the expectations that I had of doing a YouTube channel for women who love football. And I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to do this with one of my most favorite people in the world.
Yes. Is that me?
That would be you. If you have any photos, send them to us.
Yes.
We can start showing that not only you guys are learning, but you're rocking your favorite team. And you don't have to be a skin of Washington football team fan. Any team.
And except for who? They may not know who except for who is.
Are they doing Harry Potter? He who must not be named. Those who must not be named.
For those of you who don't know, we're Washington, as she said, football team fans, and our arch nemesis is a team with the star that everybody knows. Don't be coming on here with that. Well,
I promise you it's going to get ugly fast.
We might let
you. I promise you. And I had 2 of them say, it's not fair. Let us come on. Wait. Because I know what they're going to do.
And I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was about to forget again. A friend of mine came to visit me this past week. It was my birthday. And I showed one of my friends on the previous show, but I forgot to show the other friend. So here is a picture of my friend, Selena. She came to visit me. She is a Saints fan through and through.
Who that?
Who that? Yes. Hey, Selena. She has the Saint stuff in her car, and so they're doing well this season. She's excited. So we wanted to shout out Selena and the Saints, who are on a roll. I think they are the #1 team in the NFC, which we just talked about. Right now, as of today, they're the #1 team in the NFC. Okay, everybody. So this is the end of our first official session strictly for football for beginners. We do have, other videos that go more into the week to week, what's happening in the football league and everything. But this series is just to teach you about football, and it's the first one of many, many more to come. And every Wednesday, we're going to be posting one of these football for beginners. So if you want to keep learning, look for the video every Wednesday morning. It's not in the morning posted this time, but next time it'll be in the morning. So stick with us. You're going to learn, and I just can't wait to hear your feedback about what you are learning. So stay tuned.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Take care. Stay safe.